So the femur, obviously, extremely heavy,
Very important.
longest bone. The head of the femur, as mentioned there, actually articulates with what?
The acetabulum.
To form what joint?
Ooh.
That's impressive. Acetabulofemoral.
Of course, that is.
Very good.
And his joint. Evan knows all the joints.
And that's typically called the
Whoa,
what?
why do you so far?
So,
Because it was
Why'd you
That's
move back to
typically
that?
called the what?
the hip bone.
It was probably glittery.
Hip joint. Hip joint.
Evan knows the joint.
Sorry,
Also
sorry.
shifted over this way. That's
So
not
guys,
like sitting there.
In the head. Okay, Aiden, calm down. Too much sugar.
Why are the desks so crooked?
Why are they
Wow.
what?
Wow, look at the gap over there.
See, this
What
is why she got drug
happens?
tested
I don't
today.
know why everything is
Just
seems to
shut
get
up.
pushed this
Probably
way.
labs.
Are you an alcohol?
That's
No.
weird.
Like,
Did you eat, what is it, stressing
she's
me
on
out?
cocaine.
I'm like,
Something
oh,
has a lot of sugar in it, I think.
You were on Adderall right now.
I'm not.
No, she's on cocaine. That's
I
why
don't
she
have
got
any.
Okay. Shh. Y'all listen.
Oh,
In the head of the femur, you have this little ligament that is in a little depression where it's attached. It has the fovea capitis, which literally means hole in the head. So the ligamentum capitis is the name of this ligament, and it actually attaches to the acetabulum, and that actually helps maintain joint integrity to keep the femur from slipping out of the joint. Because literally, you have your acetabulum here, you have the head of the femur here, and there's, besides that ligament, you have just a few ligaments and tendons around it that hold it in place, so it is very easily dislocated. The same is true for the shoulder joint. What is the name of that one?
Glenohumeral.
Okay, and anybody want to guess what those types of joints are called?
Ball and socket.
Ball and socket. Those are your most easily dislocatable joints in the body. Okay, they're some of the most important. If you think about your hips and your arms, so they have a lot of support around the joint, but very easy to come out of the socket.
Which is a good.
Okay. So here's your ligamentum capitis femoris. It's also known as ligamentum teres or the round ligament. So I don't know if y'all ever heard of either of those, but you can see here where the head of the humerus. What is this little indention here called?
The fovea capitis.
Fovea capitis, or hole in the head. Here's your ligamentum teres or ligamentum capitis, whatever you want to say, and it's attached to the acetabulum. So if you happen to have, and some people have like what they call double jointed and that kind of thing, or they have easily dislocatable joints, oftentimes it has to do with the tendons and especially the ligaments associated with those joints. So some people just kind of can actually almost self-dislocate their shoulder. Or some people, if they sit like a certain way, their head of their femur can come out of the acetabulum. So the ligament would have to have a lot more leap, more flexibility to it than normal. But it can happen.
It doesn't hurt the double jointed people though, right? Because like I've had people like do that and just like kind of do it. So,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't affect
I saw a
them.
video
No.
of some dude who was
They
like he
literally,
was
like,
doing preacher curls and his
open it
arms
up.
were backwards and he was doing preacher curls.
What are preacher?
The only thing I can think
The
about
ones
with
where
preacher
you, like,
curls is
do
where your
this and you
biceps
have
go
your
pop.
biceps on it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the only thing
Yes,
I can
ask
think
Mr.
about.
Man
Wait,
about
George,
the bicep thing.
I can't.
Wait, when are you doing
Preacher
that?
curls
I haven't
terrify
seen-
me
I have,
now.
I have yet to
I
see him on a
can't-
preacher
I
curl.
So
can't
where's
do
the
it anymore.
bicep attached?
Your radial
Radial
tuberosity.
Right?
That.
Okay, so if you overdo it, try to be Gorilla Man, you can actually cause your bicep to break away from that attachment point, and the whole muscle actually kind of winds up in a little ball up
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Does that hurt?
Yes, a lot.
Yes. So they actually have to go in and pull the muscle down and reattach it. It's not a lot of fun.
And then you can't like use it for a
How
month or
long?
so.
That
Yeah.
is so
Yes.
gross. Please.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
All right, so right below the head, of course, we have the neck. Let me go get, I think I've got a femur back here.
Is it one of your old students?
Yeah, femurs are long bones.
Oh gosh.
Sounds like chicken
Tyler.
cooks.
For what?
It's bicep
She said the
here.
femur was something you talk too much.
It is, yeah.
cook?
We'll have to talk about that.
It's not much. Which crowd you said?
I feel like the drawing was pretty accurate.
Which
Core
crowd?
muscles, do some
No, it's not.
Want to say hi to YouTube, Alex?
He offered you
What's going on
like
YouTube?
$1,000 to not do it for
Well, it was right
you.
before exam time, and I was.
Not right now. Your femur.
That-
But I have a goal for the year, dude.
What does my recommendations say right there? 18 plus.
I'm almost 50.
Wait, turn on recommended
For years older.
persons 18 years or older. So you should not be drinking.
He's 30.
Okay,
Ah, yeah, you're right.
$1,000 to not drink them for a year.
I'd do it.
so this is what happened to a student that talked too much. What is this again?
The head of it.
What is this?
The hole in the head.
Phobia
It's
capita.
What is this?
The
The
neck.
neck. Okay, so right below the head you have the neck. That's always easy to remember. Now, if you notice, you have
Is that
like
a greater tubercle?
two
It's a trochlea.
projections.
Same thing.
Okay.
Trochanter.
The what?
Trochanter?
Trochanter. Like anybody
I
have
guessed
ride
it right.
horses?
I have it one.
I've gone on like a trail, but I don't own
So if you
horses.
like, if you ride horses, they'll say put them into a canter. Okay.
Oh.
So it's a tight. So you use your hips and your thighs to hold onto the saddle. You know. So that's how this got its name.
get a leg?
Because he's special.
He is special.
So we obviously have more lateral, we have our greater trochanter, more medially, we have our lesser trochanter. And that's of course, any type that you have a projection like this, what's that for?
Muscle attachment.
Articulation with, like,
Muscle attachment. Okay, then we have our, go down, imagine this is not here.
Patella.
This would be your patellar surface, okay? Now, where is your patella?
Inside of like.
Inside of a larynx, it's accessory band.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So it actually, it's not a true articulation. I mean, it kind of rubs over, and you can actually,
Move it
I had a
around.
student one time who, I think was on her knee, and suddenly her patella went to the side, and we had to kind of help push it back to where it belonged.
Ow.
So yeah, it can be a little
Hyperextended my knee once,
mobile.
now I can go everywhere.
Did that happen to you?
I've hyperextended my knee, and now I can like move it around. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
Yes.
Like
You
to
might,
the
if
side.
you're playing sports, you might want to wear like a brace. Or
Yeah, I
a-
probably should.
Yeah, some type of compression sleeve or something just to stabilize that, just in case. So your patellar surface, below the patella here, is this real smooth surface there. And it's between what we call the lateral and the medial. Now, this is going to be kind of confusing on this bone. Epicondyles. So these are your epicondyles, but in the back, you actually have two articular surfaces. These have cartilage on them, and those are called the lateral and medial
Condyles.
condyles. Okay, so you have condyles and
Welcome
you
back,
have
Chloe Huxford.
epicondyles on this one.
So,
Okay.
She's holding
so if it was this way, would the two on the front, the epicondyles, would those still be medial and lateral? But they would it be to the other side?
Okay.
So if you had to flip, so that would be
Okay, so
lateral
so
and medial.
this is going to be
like a
in your
flail.
hip.
Right, so this was
So would this be a right or left
Oh,
femur?
jeez.
wait,
It's left.
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 Because your patella is on the other side.
Okay, so if this is your body, which one would this be?
Lateral.
Lateral.
And of course-
Medial.
Yeah.
But then if you flip it, so that's now lateral.
Medial.
really big
Mhm. Yeah, and that's, you need to know that for the practical.
So medial is just whatever side the head's on.
The head.
The head of the femur's on.
Yeah,
Because it's close.
That's an easy way to remember it.
yeah. Okay, oh, the linea aspera. Now, if you look at the back, you have actually this little ridge right here, and this is the linea aspera. And your muscles of adduction, the muscles that where you bring your
Bring them
leg in, especially like if you're a cheerleader or if you're a ballerina, you know,
Or if
you're
you're-
doing a lot of this. So in a person that does a lot of movement like that, you're gonna actually be pulling on this projection and it'll be much more pronounced, okay? So,
No.
Sarah. Maybe Sarah wants
I do.
so do you know what abduction means?
Yeah, you come in, you move this way.
Okay, so you have
Adduction is
add.
outward.
That's so
Right.
weird.
Or no, it's the opposite.
I can't record this and hold this. Alex, you can have the foot.
So abduction, you're coming to the middle. Abduct, you get taken
You're
away.
going out.
If you get abducted, okay, you get taken away. And we're gonna talk about these later, okay? So that little ridge, like I say, you see it really well developed in dancers and things like that. Okay, then you have your lateral and medial condyles here in the back. Of course, what is that gonna articulate with? What's right below here?
Your tibula, your fibula.
Tibia.
Yeah, I think you combined them there.
This one, fibia.
Tibia.
You just combined tibia.
Oh my gosh.
Tibia and
I just know my mom broke one of them.
No, but he.
Wait, yeah, she was playing basketball. She was
tibula.
doing a skirmish with us back when I played basketball, and she just snapped her leg in half because I juked her out. It was my fault. Yeah.
Well, one is much worse than the other, but
She was on a commission for about 4 months.
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
one's
We asked
medial,
about
one's lateral.
now if you notice also in between the condyles, you have a big depression here, a fossa, and it is a intercondylar, meaning between the condyles, fossa or depression.
What's your ACL be?
We'll get to that.
Right here.
I just told you this.
Later,
But
Tyler.
now we're just on the bones. Okay,
We do muscles next.
alright, so just to read kind of before
Push for
us,
the foot.
let's very quickly, is this anterior or posterior?
Not a picture, it's a video.
Wait, yeah,
First
it's a
here.
moving
No, first
picture.
it's first
It's a motion picture.
What is this?
The head.
That's
The head.
What is this hole up
The
here?
fovea
Capitis.
The what now?
Greater
Greater
greater-
throat cancer.
and lesser throat cancer. The lateral.
Patella.
No, the
Tell her
Something. The teller.
surface.
Patellar surface.
Your medial epicondyle. Your lateral epicondyle. I can't see.
Your medial
Medial
condyle.
Condyle, lateral condyle.
You.
Yeah,
Aspera. Neck.
Neck. Oh no!
It's gone.
Goodbye.
Come back out.
Here, I have something to hold it down with.
Don't stay. She just needs to.
No, like.
Oh, stop.
Is there a handle up there? Like you can put the.
No, it just needs to go all the way back up and then go down.
Alex, you think that's heavy?
Yeah, you put it through the hole up there. You put the head through.
Miss Lawrence used the board the other day doing Punnett squares, and ever since then, this thing.
I think it's kind of old.
It looks very old.
It's a bit old.
Huh?
It's kind of like.
It's not
Which
yours,
bone do you
I
want? The patella? The...
Wait, show it next to your leg to see it.
Yeah, is it?
Oh, it's pretty accurate.
It's shorter than
Let me
me.
see it.
It's like a 5. It's like a
Let me
B.
see if you wanted to like put this.
It's not
the
letting me
head
zoom
through
out.
the handle.
Alex,
See
why
if I
would
can
you-
pull it down.
Now, this is fine.
Are you acoustic?
This is fine, man.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about the femur?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Remember, you gotta get yourself oriented to which side it is, because on the test, you'll need to say right or left, medial, lateral, okay? Okay, Maddie? You don't look like a happy face.
no, I am.
Okay. So moving down, we have the patella. What kind of bone is the patella?
That's what I thought.
Sesamoid.
Which means what?
It forms in the
It forms
ligament.
within a tendon.
Okay, so it forms in a tendon of the muscles. So what muscles are located right here?
Your femoralis, your
5.
You have 4.
Quad.
Quads.
your quads.
So your
Hamstrings.
quadricep, hamstrings, quadriceps, okay? So you have the 4 quadricep muscles that actually fuse into a single tendon, and then your patella actually is formed or embedded in that tendon. We call it the quadriceps tendon or the patellar tendon, okay? Now, you'll also have the patellar ligament, which actually is what attaches the patella to the tibia, which is actually the same thing, so kind of interesting. So they kind of use them interchangeably. So right below that, the bone with which the femur articulates, the tibia. Does it articulate with the fibula?
No. Wait, yes.
Yeah.
Look,
No.
is it, oh, it's missing.
Oh, it's missing?
It does not. Yeah, it does not.
Yeah, because
Oh, there it is, it's there.
the tibia is like this big old massive one, and then this one's just like underneath
Oh,
it.
it just-
Well, 'cause it's not weight bearing.
It is not weight bearing,
It's not big.
okay?
Oh yeah.
So you can see the head of the fibula
Yeah.
does not articulate with the femur, right? Just the tibia does. And this is where, like, I've had students that actually had this bone fractured, and like they would complain about, you know, sometimes it hurts to walk, but then they would not go have it seen about until, you know, finally they would go let me go get an x-ray, and it would show a fractured fibula. So, but the fibula is important because it does anchor quite a few of the muscles of the calf. All right, so your tibia, it is the medial bone, the lateral one is the fibula. You have your medial and lateral condyles. So if you're looking at a hip like this, which one would this be?
Your medial. Wait, no, lateral.
Lateral.
Medial.
Medial.
Okay. And that obviously articulates with these
Condyle.
femoral condyles. Then you have the tibial tuberosity, which is right below, and you can sometimes feel this bump down here. Okay, so tuberosity is enlargement of the bone right here.
Oh yeah, I can feel it.
Yep.
Okay. And that is where, remember I mentioned the patella
Right below
ligament
your knee,
comes
like straight
down
below your
from the
knee.
patella to this point, and that's where it attaches actually, is right here.
That was part of your
Then we have the anterior
knees.
crest. People that have that run or work out a lot with their legs actually have really well-developed muscles in the calf, and they pull on this anterior crest and make it very pronounced. So you might look at it, especially you see this a lot in men, and you'll see like a really pronounced shin bone kind of sticking out. And this is where it hurts a lot if you get kicked right here, because you don't have, this actually is kind of superficial. You have big muscles on either side, and if you get kicked right there, there's not a lot of padding to kind of help make that not hurt so bad. But big muscle attachments like the muscles of the calf. Then you have your medial malleolus. So which side is medial?
Your left side.
Okay.
Our right
Or
side.
right.
Our right or your left.
Okay, so medial malleolus, and this is where if you're actually to feel your ankle, you can feel a bump right there. That's your
Oh.
medial malleolus.
Oh.
So we're not there yet, but what do you think this one's called?
The lateral malleolus.
Yes, and it's part of what bone?
Your fibula.
Fibula. Good. Okay, then so that's all in here. So then the medial malleolus actually, that's your most distal surface or distance far away surface, articulates with the talus. Now the talus is what we call a tarsal bone. What do we call these bones here?
Your
Carpals.
Okay, and they make up the
Hands.
Wrist.
wrist.
Sorry.
So your tarsals make up your
Ankle.
Ankle.
Okay, good. So at this joint, remember you have the talus, and do you remember back in chapter 1 when we learned the regions? Do you remember the name of this region?
The cure.
Crural.
Cruel, yeah.
Remember we said it was cruel to kick somebody in the shin?
Yeah.
Okay, so that forms down here the
Cruel joint.
joint.
Curl.
I know,
Crural.
it's an awkward word, isn't it?
It's like rural.
I call it crew out. I was studying.
Alright,
Corral?
so,
Like the
It's
quarterback.
like people who live out in the middle of nowhere. They live in the rural.
Your dad is
Rural.
rural.
so let's start here.
And Jackson
Yes.
Dart and Brock Purdy. I have like 4 of them.
Medial.
Medial. Lateral malleolus.
What is this ridge right here?
Your anterior crest.
What is this? Projection.
Your
Tibial
tibial tuberosity.
What?
Medial epicondyle. A lateral condyle.
How do you know that's medial?
Good.
Because that's
I
like
Towards the middle of your body.
whenever you look at your
What
And
legs.
also,
What did Dart do to you this year?
Oh, the fibula.
The fibula's on the outside, yeah. That's what I was trying to say. But I
Fibulas
couldn't,
lateral.
Yeah, but he was like,
Okay.
couldn't find the words.
girls because he's too busy.
all right, remember, get
listening.
yourself oriented. Okay, now, anybody in here ever had shin splints?
Yes.
How painful are they?
Very,
So
very.
bad.
So bad. I mean, you don't want to walk. I mean, it's really, really, really painful. But what has happened is if you, especially if you do like a lot of hiking and you're not used to it, and you're walking like uphill, or you're walking downhill, or if you're in band, you do a lot of walking on uneven ground, or if you're a football player and you're doing certain exercises that put a lot of stress on your calf muscles, basically the muscle is pulling away from this ridge, okay? So you can see here's your attachment side, and the muscle actually pulls from it. And that's what makes it so painful, is you actually have little muscle tears. So it takes a while as you probably know, for that to heal and not just give you excruciating pain, especially when you're trying to do any kind of activity. The lead helps. Okay, the fibula, that is the lateral bone of the leg. You have the head, there's not a lot to the fibula, you have the head that articulates with what?
The tibia.
Not
I
the
said
femur,
tibia.
right?
Yeah. Just the
So
tibia.
the head articulates with what?
The lateral condyle of the tibia.
Um,